mountain biker on a trail. I realized there was a trail over there. But I got a few minutes before I gotta head to work. I'm actually on my way there, but got a few minutes. So today's video topic is depression. The last couple of years for most people has been quite rough with all the tyrannical social distancing and trying to, control people, which I don't buy into any of it. I've gone this entire time and not had COVID once, so basically they just renamed the flu. A lot of people every year get the flu. They gave the flu strain, a couple strains, some crack and made it mutate into something a little bit different and used it as a control. So now that created a lot of depression and issues for people. But then at the same time, for myself, everything that I've been through, even a little bit prior to the whole COVID BS, going through, finding out about my heart failure, getting divorced, being divorced and thrown away because of it, losing my good job because of it, going through the financial hardships, and ending up, and all that leading me to van life. And of course, in April, April was, of course, the anniversary of my dad's death. It's also his birthday month, town tax day, April 15th. And then also losing my ex-father-in-law in April as well. That did not, help me any. But, you want to see some heart. I mean, here's one sign. People are like, now I know I at the moment I got a sty or something in my eyelid. Which I think it might be opening up or something, I'm not sure. But the puffiness, the bags, that's all part of my heart failure. And due to the heart failure, I don't sleep worth a damn. I can spend 12 hours in bed and maybe get 6 hours total of sleep. Which doesn't do me any good. And then on top of that, I found a better paying job. Not as good as I used to make, but better than what I was making. But unfortunately, that job, being an extrusion machine operator, it's a very hot job. It's hot in the building. Now, it wouldn't have to be that hot if they'd turn on the AC, but corporate told our local plant manager, no, you can't turn the air on until the end of May. Now, it's really hot in there. All summer long, all winter long, with the machines running, technically, they didn't need to have any heat on to keep the inside of the shop warm. The only reason they have to have the furnace on is to heat the offices. But the fact that corporate doesn't think that we need the air on to help control, to at least, make it bearable, because with the machines running, with the air on, it's still going to probably be in the upper 70s, low 80s, mid 80s. But it helps because it keeps that humidity and everything else down. But the fact that they don't want to allow the air turned on is not doing me any good. I started there last fall. It was still warm out, but it wasn't hot. So I'm heading towards getting to experience the worst part of being an extrusion machine operator. And I don't think my body's going to be able to handle it with my heart failure. That was one of the things that I found out after my open heart surgery, and then finding out that I'm being on blood thinners due to the open heart surgery and my mechanical valve. Being on blood thinners, me in summertime heat, we don't get along at all now. Me in extreme cold don't get along at all now. There's a fine little window of temperature where I am comfortable and my body can handle it being on blood thinners. Then to add the heart failure on top of that, it's getting very depressing, because all of a sudden I'm realizing all I want to do is be able to travel across the country, find those spots where the temperatures are perfect, and enjoy what time I got left, because being run down like this, I'm constantly always run down. I've got a few projects yet to finish on the van, and then the van build, I can check it off as complete. But yet I need money for the materials. But then I also need to save money. I need to save money for my bills. I still have some bills. I have my cell phone. I have a storage unit, which I'm going to downsize again to a smaller one to save money, because my plans for needing a bigger one, that all fell through and is pointless. So I'm going to downsize on storage to make it cheaper. But I got my cell phone, I got storage, I have my gym membership so I can get showers. I have my mailbox, my permanent address box at Postal Connections every month. I have my car insurance. Those bills right there never go away. But I need to save up enough money so that I can pay those bills for X amount of years with no worry. Then on top of that, save up so that I have gas money, food money, vehicle maintenance, an emergency fund in case something major would break on the van so that I could get it fixed, no problem. And that's a lot of money to save up, really. I mean, I don't need as much as some people are like, oh, you're going to need $100,000. No. Technically, let's see here. If I drop back down to the cheaper storage, that's 60. And then my cell phone, and the gym, and the car insurance. So storage, cell phone, gym, car insurance, the address, postal box, postal connection box. All right, so, and then a few other little things. So let's see, we'll just round that up to Okay, so my yearly bills, the bills that never change, that's $6,000 a year. Well, that's way cheaper than when I paid rent and everything else, you know? So times that by 5, for 5 years, there's $30,000. So technically, it's like, if I could save up, you know, in a perfect world, if I saved up $50,000, I'd be golden. And then, of course, there's the hope that when I start traveling, that this YouTube channel would take off. Instead of just holding at 26 subscribers and I can't make money at it. But then again, like I've said before, I don't know if I said it before, I have in videos, but I don't know if I posted those videos. My old laptop that I bought brand new in 2014 is now a paperweight because it no longer gets updates on the operating system. So it's now a paperweight. It's trash. Because I don't think I could take it and have it's a Chromebook. So I highly doubt I could get it upgraded with newer everything to make it a video editing laptop. So to buy a video editing laptop that I could use for everything and anything that I'd want to do, even on the cheap end, that and Adobe Premiere video editor, I'm looking at least $1,500. I can't justify spending that when I can't make any money on YouTube. And then I have to learn how to use it and learn how to edit videos and put them together and add music and all that stuff, which eventually I would like to do, but I can't justify spending that kind of money when I'm not able to make any money. Too many times in my past, I have spent money to try to make money, and every time, every venture that I have tried to do with turning a hobby into something that can make money, which everybody else, a lot of other people do, you know, the exact same thing I was doing, other people were making a living at it. I try to do it. I'd spend money I didn't really have on a dream. And in the end, failure, because nobody wants to buy my stuff. Even though it's exactly the same stuff as other people are buying from other people, nobody wanted to buy from me. So when life keeps doing that to you over and over, eventually you get to a point where you're like, you know what? I'm not doing that anymore. So now I'm to that point where I'm not doing that anymore. I need to see that I'm going to be able to make money before I go spending money. Otherwise, because if YouTube, my channel's not going to take off, and it's not going to be able to make me money to pay for gas and food, at least at the minimum, gas and food. I'll save up enough to get to where I can pay my bills for 5 years till I die, and then YouTube could just cover my gas and fucking and food, you know. Sorry for the language. This depression is getting bad for me because everything in my life is falling apart. Things that I thought I wanted, since that everything never works out, right? You know, those ventures before when I was married and monogamous and faithful, that didn't work out. Everything went to hell. So then I become single and I find a new outlook on life and a new way of living and a new way of a new avenue of love, and everything down that avenue has gone to shit, to failure. And it's not me. I know what I want. Problem is, nobody else wants exactly what I want. So since I'm the unicorn, I'm that one of a kind poly soul in life, then I've realized that I'm meant to be alone. I'm better off alone, because with everything I've been through and and how my life is, where it's going, I'm better off alone, because I'm going to die. I'm going to die way sooner than everybody else, and I'm better off alone. Some people don't want to understand that, don't want to believe that, but that's on them. It's not my job or my problem to convince others to realize how I'm living and how my life is, because this is my life. Everyone else needs to just, live their own life and find what's going to make them happy. I know what's going to make me happy, and because people want to put on a good front and talk a big game, but then when it comes time to actually walk the walk, I'm not into that. Oh no, I can't. I don't want to do that. I want to go slow. I want to take time at this. I don't want to just jump and rush into anything, or this and that. And there's always excuses, and no, I can't do that because I got this, and no. Well, then that means that all that, and this cycle keeps happening. This is a cycle that I have dealt with now for the last couple of years. And as soon as I see the red flag, I'm like, really? Again? And then I know what I should do. I know what I should have done a while ago. But yet the kind of person I am, I'm like, no, well, let's give it a chance. Maybe they'll come around, this or that, and maybe this will happen, and blah 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 blah. When in reality, I knew better, and now I'm gonna be the bad guy. But yet I'm not the bad guy. So because I'm not the bad guy, if people choose to want to point fingers or blame me, so be it. I don't care, because I need to live my life, because I'm the one dying earlier, not you. I'm the one that lost everything in my life, not you. So if people can't understand that, that's on them. But I know what I need to do. And the depressing part is that I want what I want and what I need to do and what I want. But what I want is up here. What I need to do is down here. And I'm losing my inner strength to make that climb. And there's other possible options, I guess. I could just up and, save just a little and then take off. Because once I get other places, there's other avenues of work that could be a lot more doable for me, and still make enough money to be able to, to save up. And I don't know. It's just because I've tried the hustle. I've tried, I know people that just every day wake up, push the hustle and do things to make money, and somehow they mysteriously have thousands upon thousands and tens of thousands of dollars in their savings, in their bank account, or stashed away. And I try to do that, and if I fall flat on my face, or as soon as I have some money, all these people coming up with their hand out. Oh, can you buy me this? Can you buy me that? Get me this, get me that. How about you get a fucking job? If your job ain't paying enough, go get a better job. Hell, work full time instead of part time. I don't know, but it ain't my job to buy everything for everybody else, and it ain't my job to do all that for other people. I've raised my kid. I paid my dues. Now it's my time, my turn. Me, myself, and I. And people need to realize that. And for some reason, as soon as if they are starting to realize it, well, then they want to play the depressed victim, like, oh my, well, you know what? Your depression is not my problem. My depression is not anybody else's problem. I'm only talking about it here because it's a way for me to vent. Because if I try to talk to people about it, everybody's always got advice, and it's always coming from the only people that would hear me try to give me advice are people that are not living my life. They are not dying. They have not lost everything in their life that meant anything to them. They have not been through the exact down the road that I have been. And because of that, most people do not understand. There's a few people out there that I've seen on the interweb, that have been through hell like I have, and they've kept pushing, and they're living in a van, and they're, it's just, for me, it's the financial. You need money. You need some money. You can't go without any money. And these people that have YouTube channels and living in vans and acting as if they don't have any money and they don't have a job, but yet they're still out there. I'm calling BS on that. You have to have money because you have to pay car insurance. You have to have all this stuff. If you're driving around illegal, well, then you're just an idiot, or if you're driving around, not inspected, uninsured, unregistered, trying to be that guy, that person, you're an idiot. You need to have money. Unfortunately, I've seen it in the van life community. There's been people that needed help, and people that aren't even in the van life community but follow and watch other people's YouTube channels have helped people generously. And I don't want to be like, oh, hey, help me, please. Free handout. Can you send me money? I don't want to do that. If people choose to want to, donate, or, because I have my Cash App, I have a video back farther that has my Cash App, my Venmo, my PayPal. If people so choose to want to help me out, make donations, I appreciate it. But I'm not one to beg for it, and I'm not expecting everyone else to help pay my way in life. I've always had to work for everything I ever had. It's all I know. And now, that work side of me, that work ethic, it's still there. But my body is failing me. My body is failing me. That's the part that's depressing. The old me would have been able to go out and get 2 jobs and just hustle like crazy to make extra money and be okay with 2-3 hours of sleep a night. I can't do that anymore. Last time I did that, it almost killed me. My body shut down. And I was probably very close to death if I would have tried to push another day, but my body shut down and stopped me. And then I slept and slept. That was probably the last time I actually had a good sleep. And I know, yes, I shouldn't be doing this if I got heart failure, but it ain't going to help none. It doesn't matter. I could have never done this a day in my life, and I'd still be dying right now the way I am and be in the exact same condition. Because it's hereditary heart failure. It's not from smoking. But depression is real, folks. It really is. And I always used to think before. I guess maybe this is part of life teaching me a lesson, because for years, even with all the BS I went through and all the ups and downs, I used to think depression was not real. I refused to admit that I was depressed, and I just push through and ignore it. And now I'm really starting to understand. I understand depression, but I refuse to go to the doctor and get put on any kind of meds that are going to just make me like a zombie. But it's just, now I gotta go to work. It's time. I gotta go. Shit. But I don't know. What I do know is I know that this life in my van is where I'm at. It's what I want. It's where I'm going. And it doesn't involve anybody else but me. And people need to realize that. I don't have the time or the money or the means or the strength to be wasting or spending, utilizing time and resources on things that are temporary and things that are not meant to last, because they're not. You know, when it comes to, biggest thing for me is when it comes to love. I love people. There's people I love greatly, but their vision of what life can be is not my vision. It's not for me. That's not how it is going to be. That's not how it is for me. So I don't know. I gotta go to work. That's all I got to say about that for now, I guess. Remember, fight for love, not hate. To all those that I have had the joys of knowing, I love you all. Thank you for any help that a few have given me. But it is, I know what needs to be done. This is a time where I need to just close up and focus on in here, on this, my home, and make it happen, because I'm running out of time. I wish I had more years left, but right now with this job that I'm at, this is killing me. It's wearing me down. I need something that pays decent and what pays well, but yet without the physical demand on my body. And I have no experience in any kind of stuff like that. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really don't. I wake up in pain, I go to work in pain, I wake up tired, I go to work tired. I try to lay down and sleep, and yet I can't. My body just, I doze off, and then I wake up getting nerve damage from the warfarin, you know, the hands and arms tingling. And then when I want to get up and do stuff, then my body says, oh no, stay in bed and sleep. But yet it's not constant sleep, it's just little naps. I constantly wake up, fall asleep, wake up, fall asleep, wake up, fall asleep. Vicious cycle, and it's really depressing. Very, very depressing. And there's nobody that can fix it for me. That's why I'm the bearded nomad van life. So, catch y'all on the next one.